I'm Mike.
And I'm Molly.
And we are with Virtuoso Builders here in San Antonio, and welcome to another edition of
Behind the Drywall.
So what are we going to talk about today, Molly?
Today we're going to talk about field adjustments. So what does that mean in the world of remodeling? Field adjustments mean, think of architectural plans, cabinet plans, anything that we've got on paper before we actually start the construction work. And then what we do is we take that creation and bring it to life. And sometimes when that comes to life, you just have to make some tweaks and things that are field adjustments to make it exactly right. It may not match up exactly with what you've got on paper, so you can make it right. So we've got some examples for you today. The first one, also we are back at the house in Boerne. If you watched us a month ago, then we were over in the master suite, and now we're over on the other side of the house in the kitchen, so you can kind of see what that is starting to look like. First field adjustment example is this beautiful light, which Mike stood under.
Yeah, she's an angel. Look at her.
And so when the light was selected, which is a stunning light, the cable, it just didn't come with a long enough cable. So we had to make a field adjustment to make it work. So what did we do?
So what we did is there was another light that was here. We used that existing light's cable and adapted that to the new light. So that basically we took the new light, ran it as far up as we could, then used cable from the old light to make it work together so that it would be at the height that the homeowner wanted it. And so it ended up working. Now, of course, what you see here is just wrapping to protect it. It doesn't really look like that. But
yeah,
that was something that we had no idea about until we literally had the light in hand, and we could make it work with a 30-foot or so cathedral ceiling. So that was just something you adjust on site, a field adjustment.
A couple other things we did in the kitchen were over here. So come on over and look at this awesome kitchen. The island, right?
Yes.
We had to move it. So before we actually secure it, in the pictures with the cabinets, the island basically looked like this, but when the island came in, right, we had to move it over. Why did we have to do that?
That's a very good question, Molly. So the reason why we did that is, it's hard, maybe, as you pan around you'll see, but it's a very large island, and there's access to the back patio on one side, and then of course existing columns that we could not move. On this side, there's a range, and so you want to be able to have enough room to open the range, not hit your tush on the island, but then have enough room on the other side to walk from the back door on either side. So we moved it about 6 inches so that you had good transition area and plenty of room to function when opening the range. So that was a field adjustment that on paper was one way. We get it out to the job site, we kind of sit it in place, we look at it, and then we adjust it how we needed to. That was item number 2. On our list.
Yeah, so another one we wanted to show you is another field adjustment we had to make is when the cabinets, or rather the wall, was ripped out where the cabinets
there was a big giant metal piece right here. When we removed the metal piece, there was a electrical junction box that was in the wall that we didn't know was there. So that happened to be right, and we did not want to have any plugs on our backsplash. So if you notice, there's no plugs here. They're actually all mounted under the cabinet. So because of that, we had to figure out how to move this electrical junction box. And the way this house is built, originally this box was feeding all kinds of stuff, so we really couldn't rewire it.
Yeah.
So we decided, let's just try and push it up as high as we can make it, put it in the cabinet, then we'll end up putting a cover plate on it, paint it the same color as the cabinets are finished.
Yeah, so it's not done.
Right, it's not done.
It's not done.
And it'll basically go away. So that was a field adjustment that we had no idea it was there until we ripped something out, and we were able to make that work as well.
Yeah, and we do want to make before we forget, a shout out to K-Roo Designs and Kelly. Kelly's the one who picked the colors, the glass, the countertop, with the clients, the design, everything, and it's just coming out really, really, really pretty. So thank you, Kelly, for this beautiful selections. But that's what field adjustments are all about, and it does happen. We're used to it, but it's something that you as a homeowner should know about and expect
Yeah.
these kinds of things. It's not a big deal, but we're used to it.
That's
So
fine.
anyway, if you like what you saw, watch some of our other Behind the Drywall episodes, and always subscribe. You can share with your friends, let everybody know. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.